they could be dimensionalized so that there's dimension to them, and it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, movement and that sort of thing.
And even have some for kids where they...
Like a new alphabet.
They can spin them around and play with them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's very cool. I have to look into that.
Yeah.
I've got like 12 grandchildren, so I think I'd find one.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
I know.
You must be quite a great grandmother to have.
Oh, yeah. We've got a lot of kids, so.
Oh, my.
I'm a real mom.
Good for you.
It's a good thing. It keeps you grounded. It really does. And once our brains aren't needed to make these dualities and kind of synthesis and antithesis and that sort of thing, then, our brains will begin to unify. And as we do, just pattern ourselves as you're modeling for your radio audience that you no longer think in dualities, I mean, that's a powerful modeling. That's going to change how your neural circuits run.
Oh, yeah. And on top of that, I follow my intuition and my heart. So, and I listen to that inner voice that says, that guides me, which is not really so much a voice, but a feeling. And because it's the same feeling that 99 times out of 100, when you don't follow it and you do open the door, there is a boogeyman behind there.
Right.
So you have to learn how to follow your psychic promptings. And,
that's really good.
Yeah.
Well,
like
I think,
muscles.
As we move into the whole acceptance of quantum physics and the holographic consciousness, like, I teach at International Metaphysical University, and a lot of the lessons are just about, quantum consciousness and holographic consciousness, and, there's a real thought school now that if you want to be able to communicate in this holographic consciousness, the way we're going to communicate is with our heart. With our heart language. It's not going to be about, dualistic kind of brain thinking. It's going to be about holistic heart and that whole unification of, a unified brain and a unified heart. It's quite powerful. I can't even imagine what the human species is going to look like. But it's going to be different. That I know.
Well, let's hope so, because it's barbaric right now. It is, and yet it's also beautiful. Yes,
there's
a dichotomy there, and
I think I do a lot of coaching and hypnotherapy with people, and it's just so gratifying when you see lives. People that just get up and literally do their emotional work and walk away from, trauma and despair and depression and illness, and all of a sudden they're just in a totally different vibration, and they're not there anymore. And it's almost like they forget who they used to be because they are so saturated in this new being of who they are. It's so refreshing.
Wow, and they're excited to be alive, I'll bet.
Yeah, and it's kind of like it's not a duality as much as it's going from, kind of like the snake shedding its skin is more of what it is. That old skin drops off and it's literally not there anymore. It's interesting. I was at breakfast the other day with a friend of mine, and we were there with a whole group of people, and she made a comment. She goes, well, when I used to smoke, and I looked at her and I said, oh, my golly, I don't even think of you as a smoker anymore. That's not even an image that I have. And I said to her, I said, you don't even have to bring that up anymore.
Wow.
That's gone. You shed that skin. And to give us permission to say that, we don't even have to talk about ourselves as not being star people, because we are.
Yes. I find it so important for all of us to acknowledge our own experiences and not just say, well, that must have been my imagination. And to find places and people that we can talk to and share our experiences with that don't make fun of us. Because, that's going to be part of our coming out as you say, exoconsciousness.
It was very interesting. At the same breakfast meeting, everyone had gone around the table and they were kind of explaining who they were and what they'd been through, and to a I was the last one, and so I said, it's just very interesting how all of us have shared our story, but the way we shared our story was talking about how when we were young, we didn't fit in.
Yeah.
That was the general message that everyone there brought to that discussion. Well, when I was young, I didn't fit in.
Absolutely. Here too.
And I said to them, isn't it interesting because now we are the in.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, and we don't have to talk about the old days when, quote, we didn't fit in.
Right.
We can now talk about the fact that we are the in.
We are the in, yes.
We are the mainstream.
Everybody else now has the same kind of thinking and all things alike, and is stuck in old thought processes like Republicans, Democrats, Tea Party, bags, whatever.
Right.
They're all out. They're still out there trying to figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, how would all of our lives change if we just focused on one another as being the mainstream?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I mean, you'd be looking at just a powerful confluence, and that is consciousness.
Yes. Well, that's something that seems to be ramping up a little bit as we, I guess you could say we're in a 2012 window, because so many things are coming to fruition at that time. But it does seem that the general frequency is going up, and that we are being rewired, or we are rewiring ourselves. But I think we have help from our extraterrestrial friends.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we couldn't do this by ourselves. And I think we're kind of we're being nurtured and kind of helped along, I feel, by all of those who've had a hand in our creation and our the millenniums of watching us go through so much different experiences. And I think we're about to emerge as butterflies.
I think so too. It's interesting you say that because I totally agree. That was a powerful way that you put that. I mean, I am so in agreement that all the help we need is there. And it's not about needing to slow down or needing to stop. It's about feeling like I can relax and trust this process that's unfolding inside of me and out in the world in which I live.
Yes. Yes.
And that I'm safe and protected and cared for, and I have everything that I need in order to navigate and open up through these windows that are opening up. And I mean, we're like Peter Pan, and we're like flying out the window.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I know. Just this week, I don't know if I'm sure you felt the same thing, but this week, just powerfully, I have just felt just literally rushes of increased frequencies to the point where it was a little uncomfortable, and till I kind of just got myself grounded. And I love to cook, so whenever I start getting ungrounded, I go, I always cook dinner for the kids, and make sure everything's nice dinner on the table. And I was just like, I've got to calm down here. I'm okay. I'm on the earth. I belong here on the earth.
Right.
And I can manage through this, and I don't have to slow it down. I just have to relax and accept all these changes that are happening.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
And we need to. It's kind of like we need to sort of succor and nurture one another. Yeah. Starting with ourselves. I mean, if you're like me, living alone with your little dog, and the birds on the porch. Then, for me, it requires not identifying with the chaos and the confusion that others are experiencing, because they're having their experiences for whatever reason they need to. And I need to be able to allow everybody to have the experience that they need to have to evolve. And so I'm seeing it as, maybe somebody needed to have a certain kind of experience that I don't particularly need to have myself. So, I'm on a different path, and it's okay. And there doesn't have to be any judgment or fear about, what's going on in the world. We're in it, or of it, but not in it. That's really beautifully put. I'm in total agreement with what you're saying, and one of the things I'm becoming more and more keenly aware of through exoconsciousness, and I had never thought, when I wrote the book, a few years ago, I am so aware now that it's not necessary for me to tell anybody what to do or to guide anybody or to do this or to do that. I'm just really to, as you say, sit on my porch, listen to the birds, pet my dog, do my work, and literally the extraterrestrials are taking care of all the rest.
Yes. Thank you.
And that is, and whether it's, taking care of the anti-gravity weapons or the HARP weaponry or, the super soldiers or, whatever that, we live in a very protected planet. And, there may be violence here, but there is also an incredible protection also.
Yes, I feel that way too. Well, we've made it this far, and, I don't know where we're going. I don't have a crystal ball, but I do feel that it's a very positive and loving direction.
I do too.
And just stay the course, so to speak.
Absolutely. Well, you are just a beacon of light and love to your listeners. Congratulations.
Oh, my goodness. Well, thank you, Rebecca.
Wonderful. Yeah, it's great.
You're triggering it in me. That's what it is. It's the synergy between us.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's
listen,
it's what it's all about.
We've come to the end of the show, so it's time for me to thank you for being on the show and for you to tell people where they can find you and where you're going to be.
Oh,
and how
great!
They can
I'd love
find
to do
your book.
that. Okay, I'm at my website is exoconsciousness.com, or you can just Google actually my name, Rebecca Hardcastle, Hardcastle, Hardcastle. I'm going to be speaking at a very exciting conference here in Phoenix. It's the first Phoenix Rising as One conference, and the website is risingat1.com. Next month I'm going to be also speaking at Phoenix Mufon, and just go on my website. You'll see the other places that I'll be speaking, but I'm also teaching at International Metaphysical University. I'm teaching exoconsciousness, so, please go on that website. It's intermetu.com, and there's actually a ufology program there.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so lots of exciting things.
Absolutely. Well, you definitely are a path cutter and a pioneer.
We all are.
Yes, aren't we all?
Yeah, we're cutting our own path right through our own life right now. It's all good.
Well, thank you so much, Rebecca, for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, Lance.
And I'm sure you'll be back. We'll have you back, and we'll share some more about these experiences and opening people's minds.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, thanks a million, and thanks everybody for being here tonight. And of course, Jim Gilliland is on next from East City Ranch.
Oh, great. Okay,
so
thank
that
you.
should be exciting. I think he has a real good guest tonight. So stay tuned. And good night, Rebecca. Good night, listeners.
Good night.
And thank you again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.